Russell Westbrook was ejected in the fourth quarter of the Rockets' blowout win over the Warriors after he was caught chirping with the Golden State bench with about 6 minutes left in the game. Afterward, Russ complained to reporters that, quote, "I'm always the one who gets painted to be the bad guy." So, Shannon, do you agree with Russ?
It's an easy picture to paint. Skip, you're up 35 with 6 minutes left in the ball game, and you elbowed the guy for what? I just want to know why. You're up 35. First of all, why are you even in the game? And then he talking about he's painted to be. Skip, you elbowed the guy. The thing that makes, some of the things, the traits that makes us great makes us most fallible.
Yep.
Because Russ plays hard every night.
He does.
He's emotional. And sometimes that emotion, you're supposed to keep the emotion out of the game, but he brings it to the game. And for the most part, it served him very, very well.
Yep.
But sometimes it pushes him over the edge, Skip. There was no need for that. I like Russ. I know exactly what I'm going to get. I'm going to get his best maximum effort every single night. Good, bad, or indifferent. But he was wrong in this situation. There's nowhere, ain't nobody made you out to be the bad guy. You elbowed a guy for no reason. And you're up 35. For what? To show you that you're gonna play hard. Russ, we know you play hard. And then I don't know what you say. I don't know what was said with the bench, but what? What did you hope to accomplish with?
I think Clay was really getting into it. Clay wants to be playing basketball, so he talks a lot of basketball, right?
Go ahead.
I love to watch Russell Westbrook play. I don't like his makeup because he's just a hothead, and he's a solo act, and he can't think team, situation, what am I doing, poise, maturity, all those great things, all those great intangibles that go into making a great player great.
Right.
He just doesn't have enough of those. And he cannot restrain himself because he does play hard. We had Tony Allen on. He's got a lot of Tony Allen. Tony Allen would just play as hard as he could play. But Tony knew where the out of bounds were. And you have to contain yourself, and you can't get into a technical foul battle because you'll just, it's going to happen at a moment that really mattered because they're up, what did you say, 35? They won by 30.
Skip, you remember earlier in the year, he got a technical foul, and James Harden went to him and shoved him.
He did.
And pointed to his head. What are you doing? Because like you said, 35-point game, a technical foul, you getting thrown out is one thing. We down by 2 or 3, or we up by 2 or 3, and you get thrown out of a ball game because, no. He's a guy that does not contain him. It's hard for him to control his emotions if he feels someone is challenging him.
That is correct. And he loses all perspective on what is the situation.
Right.
They are going to win easily. They made a franchise record number of three-point shots in the first half, and it was a wipeout.
Yes.
So you're doing this to do what? Because your manhood has been challenged? A great player shrugs that off and goes to the next game because it does not matter.
Exactly.
So guess what he's done to his basketball team now? He's got 13 technical fouls, which leads the league, and you can only have 16 total before you get a one-game suspension. So guess what, Mr. Westbrook? You are now on notice, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to alienate referees. It's not a good look for the Rockets.
Yeah.
And yet, what is your guy, your new teammate, your childhood friend, what does he do the best? He gets to the free throw line.
Right.
So don't alienate the referees, right? You need to be the friend of the referees because nobody's a bigger friend to the refs than James Harden is, right? So last night...
refs are a bigger friend to him.
That's correct. That is correct. Last night, James Harden hit 14 of 15 free throws. Guess how many Russell Westbrook shot last night? 0. He shot 0. They just said, you're not going to the line. And yet, James ended up with 29, Russ had 21, and they both had 10 assists. And I'm going to say this again, and you're not with me on this. I really enjoy watching those two vibe off each other because there's no man on earth that James Harden will defer to except Russell Westbrook and vice versa. Russell Westbrook will defer to his longtime friend James Harden and his former teammate from Oklahoma City. They sort of grew up together even in this sport. So the point is, would you believe that James Harden is 9th in this league in assists right now, and Russ is 11th? So they almost have two guys top 10 in assists. They each had 10 last night. That works for me. I do think they're a little maybe a lot better without Clint Capella. They are small balling into the playoffs.
Right.
And they have a chance. They're going to have to make threes like they did last night.
Yes.
I mean, if you're going to make 25 of 40.
When they made 15, they were 15 to 26 in the first half.
That's what I'm saying.
Game's over.
Okay, it's over. But if you make 25 per game, you're going to win a whole bunch of basketball.
Yeah, you're not going to lose.
No.
You're getting 75 points from the three.
Yeah.
You win on all those.
That is correct.
All right, we're going to leave it for now. Could we see some major changes in the NFL next season? We'll discuss next. Kawhi Leonard is coming off the All-Star Game MVP award, but the real hardware that Clippers fans are hoping for is the franchise's first Larry O'Brien trophy. Kawhi's first season in LA has been marked by great performances mixed with load management, something that has led to a unique locker room vibe in Staples Center. The New York Times has even reported that teammates respect Kawhi, but don't necessarily love him. So Shannon, what does this tell you?
Skip, it tells me they're human. And this is what happens, Skip. Skip, we've seen the teacher's pet. You're in a classroom and the teacher shows favoritism. The classroom will build up resentment towards that kid. Skip, we see it in families. When a mother or a father shows special treatment for one child over the other, the kids will build up resentment to the one that gets the favoritism. This is what you're seeing. They're like, hold on, wait a minute. Ain't nothing wrong with you. We out here practicing, we out here grinding, because you got to realize, Skip, Lou Williams has been cast off. Trez Harrell, Pat Bev, a lot of these guys have been cast off, had to work their butts off. They couldn't miss a practice, or they're out of the league, they're in the G League, or they're playing overseas. So they have to grind every single day. And they see Kawhi come in and like, bro, what's this? And then Doc says, well, I don't know if he's going to play till the doctors tell me he's going to be able to play. So you build up Skip, there's no denying he's a superstar. He's talented, beyond talent. But you build up a resentment, Skip, when you see a guy and you're going through it, and it's like, bro, you playing? Nah. You practicing? Nah. And then Trez Harrell said something very interesting after a loss to the Pistons. He says, we're not a great team. You have to get that out of your mind. We have two players who have never been a part of this team.
Never? I mean, they've been apart.
But Skip, they're talking about practice. They're talking about all the other things. It's more than just playing in the game to make you a team, Skip. They're looking at that. They're like, dude, just come in. Yeah, we glad to have you. Yes, you increase our chance of winning a title. But, bro, there's steps, there's process to this. And so these are human emotions. And anybody that's ever been a part of something and you've seen when someone is getting preferential treatment anywhere on the job, let your coworker, the boss, treat him better than you and see what you build up. You don't build up resentment to the boss. You build up resentment. Hold on. Why you mad at me because the boss treat me different than he treat you? They need to point that at Doc, Steve Ballmer, Jerry West's son. But they turn their eye towards the person that's receiving what they consider preferential treatment. Skip, this is just human. It's just human emotion. That's what it is.
So let me ask you this. Had Montrezl Harrell heard that Kawhi Leonard load managed before he signed with the Clippers? Do you think he'd heard about it?
I'm sure he has.
It was like the story of the year last year, all basketball season. Right. That's all he did was load manage all the way into the playoffs.
I think this thing is, Skip, like sometimes somebody was dating, it's like, oh man, she's a problem. Well, she was a problem for you. She probably ain't gonna be that way for me. He probably thought he just load managing in Toronto because of that tendinosis, which caused him to miss all that time in San Antonio. He expected to come to LA. He's like, oh, Kawhi gonna be in there battling with us. No.
Okay. I don't think anybody out there knows Kawhi Leonard's career any better than I do.
Yeah.
Any better than I do.
Agree.
I became a fan of his when he was a rookie, when R.C. Buford, the Spurs GM, stole him from Larry Bird. Remember that?
He did for George Hill.
And got Davis Bertans, who's a really good player, also with Kawhi Leonard. So he got 2 for 1 for George Hill, who you wound up, he burned you when he missed the free throw. Okay. So the point was, I know that Kawhi Leonard started load managing when he was a rookie in the NBA. He is his own man. He's always been his own man. He is the quiet man. Right. He says next to nothing to nobody. but he's a decent guy in the locker room. I've never heard anybody say he's a bad guy or, you know, we don't like him or because there's not much not to like because he doesn't say much at all.
It's going to be easier to dislike him if you load managing and you're a jerk.
And you were loud.
I ain't practicing, so what?
Yeah. If you rubbed it in on everybody, but he just quietly fades into the background.
Right.
So the point was, Greg Popovich, started letting him get away with it because really, Pop invented load management even before Kawhi was a Spur. So Pop sort of coddled him and spoiled him and allowed him to start load managing. And Kawhi's point was, I'll be better for you in April, May, June.
Right.
If you'll let me do this, I will be better.
Right.
You know what? He started backing it up in the playoffs. And he became, many eyes, the best two-way player in basketball while load managing. Then he took it completely over the edge because he and Uncle Dennis, his partner in crime, wanted out of San Antonio. And this is when I parted ways. He was my favorite Spur, and then all of a sudden, he just flat out shut it down on the Spurs.
Y'all tried to make him play hurt.
Okay, but he had a thigh bruise.
Tendinosis.
And it came to the point where Tony Parker, the great Cinch Hall of Famer, Tony Parker, they had a players-only meeting, and they called him out. This is like early April. It's about to be the playoff run. And they said, are you with us or not? And I don't know what he said, but he probably just shrugged. I don't know. He'd missed, what, 73 games?
He missed 73 games. He missed 73 games. He only played 9 games that year. And Skip, you remember, I said, Skip, it's over. I say, he has an implosive personality, which means he will carry things. But when he explodes, his explosion, he didn't go postal. He he just took his talents to, get me up out of here. And that's what.
He didn't take his talents to South Beach. He took it to North Beach, right?